Hello YouTube. Yes, I am finished with my Smite concept art and now I'm showing it to you. I'm sorry it took so long, but I'll explain myself as I go on through this video. So it's going to be Neith and Nemesis. Now, the reason why this isn't usually like, you know, one specific character kind of skin video was because the skin that was really requested was a Nemesis one, and it was requested by the Bomberman. So dude, this is for you. But the reason why like Neith is in here is because when I looked at my Athena video, like not right after I uploaded it, but like a few, you know, times I would check, you know, see if anyone liked it or something like that. And I saw the Bomberman's comment and I thought, you know, I got too excited and I read through the comment, like I read it too fast and I thought they wanted a Neith skin, excuse me. So I already got started on the Neith skin. I looked back at the comment again and they actually wanted a Nemesis one, so I was like, whoopsie. So yeah, that's why there's like, there's two characters in this video. Now, I don't know whether to explain myself now or maybe show you the skins now. I feel like that's more important. So anyway, I'll show you the skins. So first is going to be Neith. So I call this one Kunoichi of Fate. So here you go. Okay, so where's my sketch pad? Here we go. Wait. Okay, so here's one. This didn't really, because I already had a solid idea of what I wanted, but I still like wanted to play around with, you know, some possible Neith looks, but this was like the final one. And I'll explain myself through, you know, if you've seen some of my other concept videos, you know how this is going to play out. I'm just going to babble on a little bit over here, but then this time I'm just going to let the slides do all the babbling. So here's her hair and her face, and here are some other ones that I wanted to play with. Yeah, I kind of wanted to make like a hipster skin for Neith, but I was like, nah. So I went for like a ninja one. Okay, so now I'm going to be showing you them slides, and here you go. Okay, so here's Neith, her full body pose. For this skin, I really wanted it, you know, of course to be like a ninja theme, but also still have Egyptian elements into it, so it's a Japanese-Egyptian fusion. And I also wanted to be dark, but also very bright and playful. It fits in with Neith's personality in the game. You know, she's supposed to be like this bubbly, very, you know, kind goddess. At the same time, she will stick an arrow up somewhere. So, you know, I wanted her to have bright colors, and I really wanted to stay with the teal. Originally with her costume or the skin, I wanted her to wear ivory with gold and the teal, but then she ended up looking like a Bastet character, except you know, an archer instead of a warrior with a whip. So I kind of played around with colors and I came up with, you know, this palette. So, you know, still keeping with the teal. And I ended up putting some of the like ivory in there, so on her arm wraps and her leg wraps. So for the Egyptian symbols and elements, for the Egyptian elements, I wanted to put, you know, some of the symbols there. So the ankh, I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that word, but yeah, the symbol on each side of her leg, and also, you know, in the center of her belt. So it's heavily teal color, like a very cool tone, and also I want to, you know, still put in some complementary colors, so the coral, but in little small places. I didn't want it to be such like a huge thing. I didn't want to put like too much coral in like very huge places that's too contrasty or too complementary, I suppose. Okay, this one's her face and her hairstyle. So yeah, she looks very anime-esque, and I wanted to go with that too because I was feeling very anime-ish with this skin. So with her eye makeup, it's, you know, an Egyptian cat eye with coral eyeshadow, and she has coral lips. I wanted to keep her Neith symbol, the thing that she has on her head, except like, you know, make it look like a hair ornament. So there it is, and also a silver metal hair stick with some blossom ornaments dangling down. I thought that would be really pretty. And her hair, it's her ponytail, it looks like a side ponytail, but it's actually a centered ponytail. It just falls down to the side, or just does that swoopy thing. And for her bangs, I wanted it to look like a bit Betty Page like. It kind of points down, so it kind of looks like you know those bangs that kind of look like a widow's peak or something, and she has two extra little pointy bangs falling from each side as well. Okay, here's her weapons, so her bow, arrow, and the shooting effect that, you know, if this were real, if this were to come to life or something like that. Anyway, so yeah, here's her bow. And I wanted it to look, because for her naughty nurse outfit, I really like the idea that they, you know, incorporated the syringe and, you know, all those kind of hospital elements into it. So I wanted to do the same thing with this, except, you know, make it ninja appropriate. So I decided to combine like a bunch of like weapons and make them to a bow. So there's a sickle in each side, and also the bladed brass knuckles holds down the strings or the bow. And in the center piece, because Neith has like a centerpiece where her bow folds, it's a giant shuriken. I thought it'd be cool, and also, you know, like outside of the game or whatever, maybe when she does her little ninja adventure, she can like disable her bow and, you know, probably take that shuriken out and throw it or whatever. I don't know. And for her arrows, it's a kunai arrow, so it looks like a kunai, but it's actually very, very thin, so it's an arrow. Originally, from my sketches before that I showed you guys, I wanted it to look like just a regular arrow with like a kunai-like tip, but then I felt like, let's go a little crazy. So I did like a full-on like kunai, except, you know, it's thin enough that you can, or she can, shoot him. And for the effect, I felt like, you know, when she uses her ult or when she backflips, I think it'll be really, really pretty and cool that she has these coral and teal blossom petals that flow around in this kind of spirally, like they kind of intertwine or whatever when she shoots her ult or when she backflips. I think that'd be really pretty. So I hope you like that. And now for the main skin. So the skin that was actually requested. So here's the Nemesis skin, and I call this one Silent Deliverance. So another reason why it took me so long to get this finished was because as you know, with my Neith skin, it was like a ninja theme. So when I realized it was a Nemesis skin that was actually requested, I was like, hey, why not? Let's make two ninja skins. Thing is though, like I was, you know, working up some sketches and I was finally getting like an idea down, but not, you know, it wasn't like a complete idea yet. I was still sketching out ideas. But then suddenly, like, you know, Hi-Rez beat me to it when I saw their Blind Vengeance skin video. I was like, poo. So I had to, you know, go back to the sketchboards or sketchbooks, blah, what have you, and come up with some new ideas. But let me just show you what, like, you know, this was like the first sketch I thought of for Nemesis. It's hideous, I know. Don't judge. It's the earlier stuff. Here's some more. Where is it? So in a way, I'm kind of glad that they made like a ninja skin, because I couldn't think of anything for Nemesis as a ninja skin. I'm not going to talk too much about it here because when I show you my Photoshop work, I feel like I'm going to babble on there. But, excuse me. So obviously I want to go with a like medieval sci-fi futuristic kind of night look. So here were some of the ideas. I was still like, you know, getting off the idea of the ninja one. The earlier ones look very ninja-esque still. Oops. Really wanted to incorporate the fishnets at first because like in her default she has fishnets. So I felt like, hey, why not put it here? I started to, you know, come up with other suit, like make it more look like a cat suit. And I originally wanted it to look like this, but the high, like, kind of turtleneck thing was already in her Blind Vengeance one, so I was kind of trying to deviate away from that. And I thought of some masks and whatnot up here. And over here. Yes, I know, it looks very like Andre Woman. That's why I didn't want to choose this, because I wanted it to, you know, I want my own original idea. Even though I got inspired by hellish shit, but yeah. Really like the look with this mask, so I started playing around with that some more. And here's more stuff that I came up with. Also with like the jacket, I wanted it to look like that as I, you know, went along with, you know, trying to sculpt out ideas, but I don't know, I didn't really like the look of the military one. I thought I did, but I didn't. So I went with like, you know, basic kind of like biker chick. And here's when it started piecing itself together. So here was like the, you know, the one of the ones that I thought would look pretty neat, but I don't know, it's like this right here does not work. It looks like she's trying too hard to be taken seriously. So I replaced it with just full pants, and I wanted her to have like a little leg pack, but I got rid of that because I realized it looked pretty silly. And here is the complete one that I thought was, you know, was like, yes, this is it. So now I'm gonna show you my Photoshop work, and I'm gonna babble on there. So here you go. Okay, the Nemesis skin, Silent Deliverance. Okay, so for this skin, it took me a while to think of because, as I mentioned before, I had to kind of start off from scratch because they already had a Nemesis ninja skin. I thought of this kind of skin that it's medieval looking, but it's futuristic. So it falls into, you know, like with the other Smite skins that have, you know, a sci-fi futuristic feel to them. Again, with the Cyberpunk, Dark Lord, and the Moonbats one. So this one is for Nemesis. So again, like futuristic knight, medieval. I wanted to incorporate like a dragon feel to her, superhero, and plus a biker chick. So, you know, hence the jacket and the whole leather thing. And also the helmet. I was a bit wary about the helmet too, but I'll get to that in the next slide. So for the skin, again, you know, futuristic medieval, and there's a lot of patterns and textures like throughout her outfit. I wanted to give her kind of like a reptilian feel to give that medieval kind of, you know, feel and look. So she has this kind of braided thing on the center of her jacket, on the sides as well. So on her waist side, it's just like, you know, these horizontal like textures. And on the top of that, like under her arm, is like a braided texture, and that falls down to her pants on the side. For her armor, it's a scale-like armor. See what I did there? So, you know, it kind of looks like, you know, dragon scales. That's like what my motive for this thing was. And I also wanted to give her like a holy feel. Like she's like a guardian in a way, like a dark guardian. Like she's out for good, but she just looks kind of like a Batman character. And I got inspired by, you know, a lot of comics as well. So yeah, so, you know, I'm sure you can see what I did here. So I got inspired by like RoboCop and all that stuff. For her helmet, again, like as I mentioned before, it was it was a struggle thinking about like a helmet design because at first I thought of, you know, not having a centerpiece, but then that looked really strange. She looked like a bunny or like a rabbit or something like that for some reason. So I decided to put a centerpiece in there, but yeah, it was kind of a bit weird because like obviously I got inspired by just a regular bike helmet, but I wanted it to look dragon-like to fit in with the whole skin in itself, and I wanted to, you know, I wanted her to have a helmet like that, and I wanted her to show her eyes without actually showing them. So, you know, the whole glowing eye thing, I thought that would be really cool. And for, again, the helmet, I wanted to give this dragon kind of profile to it. So there's like two little, like her scale armor, it kind of, you know, goes in the back, like in the back of her helmet. And it has this like symbol that I thought of because it looks fairly Greek. And speaking of that, I wanted it to look like a Greek helmet because I noticed with like a lot of Greek helmets and Greek designs, when it comes to armor, they have a nose piece to protect their noses, so I incorporated that. As it goes towards the back, it tapers in the end, so it's kind of much more skinnier. Like if this was a 3D model, like it will be much more skinnier, like towards the tip or the end. So her weapons, her sword, her scales, and the aura effect that I thought that would go really cool with this skin. So for her sword, again, a medieval feel, but keeping it futuristic. So it's very lightsaber-ish with this sword. I kind of looked up some concepts, you know, trying to get inspired from some online stuff. And there's one design that I saw that looked really cool. So I got that concept. I really like that idea and try to make it my own. So, you know, I felt like, you know, I should give it this kind of like dragon feel to the handle part. You know, so it looks pretty medieval, but also, again, futuristic. I feel like a broken record, but yeah. So in the center, it's the sword isn't like a solid thing. There's like 3 sections or something like that, and I felt like the inside part like would like create this kind of flame aura energy, kind of like a lightsaber or something, and it goes through the top, and I felt like that could make like the center tip for the sword. So the end part is like a pronged fork end, so you know they're two separate like blades. And you know, for this sword I felt like it, because Nemesis' sword in her default skin, it's like it looks really huge and really thick, and it's like it looks really heavy. So for this one, it's still pretty big, but again, if this was a 3D model, I wanted this sword to be a bit more thinner, so it looks like, you know, she can, it's still like, it's lightweight. So, you know, it's, since she's an assassin now, it fits perfectly well with that. And for her scales, I got really inspired by the wards. So yeah, this is very ward inspired, but again, I try to make it my own. And since I was going for like a medieval theme, I wanted it to look, you know, like a dragon goblet, so I went with that. So I hope it translates well, because that's what I was thinking. And for the aura, I thought, like, you know, it'd be cool when she summons her, like, not summons, but when her scales appear, or when she just like does moves or something like that, because her aura right now, or like the energy that she projects when she does moves, is just this blue light, or like light violet. But I thought it'd be cool if she has these like kind of purple wavelengths and with a teal blue flame in the center, because, you know, those colors work really well with the Nemesis default skins. Okay, for this one, it's just small details, like, I guess, like her accessories or something, but I wanted to show you guys a close-up look, excuse me, of her armor, or like, at least, like, you know, her leg armor, and the little details on her gloves and boots. So this is what her leg guards look like. So again, with a scale-like thing, and the band that helps secure it underneath. It's kind of, again, with the reptilian braid-like texture. And for her gloves, she has these leather straps, or like leather wraps around her hand, just to, you know, to make it look fun. Basically, it's just for looking cool. There's no function to it. Same thing with her boots. Okay guys and gals, I hope you like this video. I hope you guys like what I came up with for Neith Nemesis. You can see my work in my Tumblr, so I'm gonna put a link down below. For like my next concept video, it's not gonna be coming up anytime soon, but it's not gonna be a Smite video, it's gonna be a Mortal Kombat concept art video, because I saw the trailer for Mortal Kombat. And I was like, wow. And I have some ideas for my favorite character, Kitana, and her twin sister, Melina. So, spoiler alert, that's what the skin's gonna be about. So, yeah, I hope you guys, again, like my vid. Please like, comment, subscribe. Have a good day, afternoon, or whatever time you're watching this. À la prochaine fois. Peace out.